Hello everybody, my name is Average Election Enjoyer here on September 9th of 2025. If you guys saw my earlier video today, I talked about this Virginia House special election for the 11th district in it covers Fairfax City and also some of the surrounding area. And earlier today I was talking about one of the main talking points I made was about how Democrats are currently they're having a very high amount of overperformance in a lot of these special elections here leading up into the governor's race, and today's result is very much so no different. Today, James Walkinshaw here beat Republican Stuart Whitson. James Walkinshaw, the Democrat, of course, beating Stuart Whitson 109,000 votes to 36,000 votes, resulting in a near 75 to 25 point difference. So a 50-point difference in this 11th congressional district election, turnout being 146,000. So as I was talking about earlier, turnout is much lower in this election than in the midterm, which was about, if I remember correctly, it was about 250,000, and on election year being 400,000, nearly 400,000. So again, large drop of turnout. But in those past elections, first I'm just going to quickly break down. As you can see, Fairfax City and in like surrounding Fairfax area, very similar performance for Walkinshaw. Only a couple of let's see here, 0.6 difference in these two different areas. So very negligible difference in voting patterns. Whitson actually being slightly more popular inside the little city area rather than the surrounding areas. However, I want to quickly move on to how this compares to some of the past elections that we saw for the seat that was used to be repped by the late Jerry Connolly, who unfortunately passed away. This was a special election to fill his seat. So if we go to Ballotpedia, they have this updated election here, 74.8 to 25, just a little bit different. You could say it's about 75 to 25 here, so 50-point difference between James Walkinshaw and Stuart Whitson. 50 points for the Democrat, won by 50 points in this election. As we can see here, 2024, good year for the Republicans all around. Won the Senate, won the House, and won the presidential election. Pretty much every state trending rightward. However, we can see, despite that, Gerald Connolly still being very popular in his district, winning by a handily 33 points. And then before that, in 2022, again winning handily. 33 points, 33-point difference. You can see again in 2020, which was a good year for Democrats. 2022 was a pretty mixed year. Democrats were expected to kind of get crushed this year. There was an expected red wave that sort of never materialized. Thought of today that midterms just are Democrat advantage because of the fact that Democrat voters who are usually college educated, tend to turn out more than Republican voters. However, obviously in presidential years, you see low propensity voters come out, so more evens it so that both parties are full strength, versus Democrats being still losing voters, but being at a higher level of strength, probably like 60 to 50 versus just being 100. So as we can see, lower turnout election 66-33, and then in higher turnout election, 2020, Democrat does very well, as this is a more Democrat leaning district, has been for a substantial amount of time. If we go back here, you can see it hasn't really been competitive since 2010. 2010 is yeah, 2014, 16-point difference, not really competitive. 15 points is generally considered safe. So the race hasn't really been competitive since 2010. However, this is by far, other than, yes, this is by far the greatest win percentage. If we go here, 71 minus 26, 71 minus 26. 45. This is a 45-point win here in 2018. 2018 being a blue wave year, Democrats winning Senate races in West Virginia, and also they won the Senate races in West Virginia and Montana. Joe Manchin and senator from Montana, who lost in 2024. Both of them won races in those deep red states in 2018. So massive blue wave year there. So a lot of people go see seeing this a lot, expecting a blue wave. It's sort of continuing, exceeding expectations almost. I don't think many people saw this coming. You're going to see a lot of similar videos to mine with much more exaggerated titles like Blue Tsunami, whatnot. But still, it's hard to understate how big of a result this really is. A 50-point difference in this election after it's been about 33 points, 17-point performance in this election than the last two cycles. Really, it's hard to really deny now that there is not a very tangible backlash to some of the policies that the Republican Party has been really pushing forward. And just to end this video, I want to go over how you can kind of see this trend going forward. As you can see, if we go down, we can see some of these. We could look at some of these other elections. Sorry, I just had to pull up the correct page here. As we could see, these are the August 26th legislative special elections here. If you remember, I did several videos about that. You had the Georgia Senate District 21 election here. Deborah Shingley, who got 40%, Republicans also all combined got 60% of the vote. So this was a very deep red seat, so we saw an overperformance there. In Alabama, Republicans won a pretty crushing victory. However, if you looked at past results there for Trump, you would see a 3-point swing. Iowa being the biggest example there, similar to this Virginia election, I assume is also going to be a major sort of headline that you're going to see from a lot of fellow YouTubers and Democratic-leaning YouTubers who like to talk about this sort of stuff. You're going to see the Virginia special election. Similar to that, you saw Iowa being held. This is because Caitlin Dre won a huge victory over Christopher Prosch here. 55-44, 11-point 11-point victory, 10-point victory, between 10 and 11-point victory. We'll call it 10-point victory in a plus 10 Trump district, 20-point swing. Huge swing in that can be seen in this election, and then for the California Assembly District, 9-point difference. This was the first time in a while. Sorry, not 9-point, 7-point difference, 8-point difference, nearly 8 points. We'll round up to 8. This was the first time that this election has been not double digits Republican in a while, so it was about 5-6 points Democrats overperformed. So in all 4 of these elections, the Democrats have been overperforming. The average of Democrats overperforming is about 13 points as of last time I checked, but with this recent election being from a 33-66 for Democrats and Republicans respectively, 33 points to a 50-point race, 17-point difference. You're going to see the ratio go up, especially with this being a very important special election. Virginia has a governor's race upcoming, so this is huge news for the Democrats. Democrats who are campaigning to be Democrats campaigning in Virginia. The staff of hopeful Democrat governor there, and the Republican hopeful governor staff are going to see this election. Republicans probably not going to be very happy with these results. Democrats going to be very ecstatic because this is a huge overperformance. And with this being an off-year election, lower turnout, Democrats have to be licking their chops. Democrats having to be really believing in the flip now that they're going to be able to flip this governor's race. Republicans going to have to be really taking a deep introspective right now because this is a huge overperformance by the Democrats here, and a big blow to the Republican Party's chances in Virginia, especially for this upcoming governor's election. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your guys' day.